You're listening to the Domenick Nati Show. News, gossip, celebrity interviews with limited knowledge and accuracy in sports and politics. And now, your host, celebrity publicist, Domenick Nati.
That's right. It is Friday, and it is time for the Domenick Nati Show on Intellectual Radio in Chicago and iHeartRadio. Today is going to be a good one. I've got a couple bits for you, and then our celebrity guest. You guys know this man. He is a hip-hop and music legend from Detroit. I got Obie Trice on the show today. Pretty cool. So we're going to do a couple things. We're going to talk to the entrepreneurs. You guys know the entrepreneurs. Two guys with tremendous ideas and concepts for new businesses. And then my brother-in-law, Nate, and I are going to give you a new segment called Craigslist Creepers. These are people on Craigslist that are creepy. And we're going to read some of their real posts that they've put on Craigslist. So Craigslist Creepers, then the entrepreneurs, then we're going to talk to Obie Trice. So keep it here on the Domenick Nati Show.
If I could show you how to generate $2,500 every week from home by simply advertising a phone number without ever having to sell, convince, or explain anything to anyone, would it be worth 3 minutes of your time? Right answer. That's what everyone says. Press 1 on your telephone keypad right now to hear a 3-minute recorded message containing all the details. Press 1 right now for our $2,500 per week system, or press 9 to be removed.
Pick up unknown calls. Are you there? Can I finally speak?
You're listening to the Domenick Nati Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio.
Today we got a question from Moneta, Virginia. Moneta. Yep. Moneta.
Wow.
Come on, I don't know how to say these words. Moneta, Virginia. His name is Paul Johnson, which rhymes with small. He says, "Is it lame?"
No.
Okay,
No.
there goes no.
You get the Alicia no.
No.
Several no's in a row means I said something wrong. Paul Johnson from Moneta, Virginia. Question is it lame to use Craigslist's missed connections if I saw a girl I liked but didn't approach her?
I've never heard of that.
Oh, you don't know what we're talking about?
Nope.
Oh, dude, this is
Okay,
awesome.
you have to explain misconnections.
Alicia, tell us what it is.
Okay, misconnections is a little forum on Craigslist where, say you see someone out in public, but you didn't have the courage to say something, you don't know their name. Basically, you go on Craigslist and you type out a description like, girl in the red scarf leaving Starbucks off Wards Road on Tuesday at around like 5:30. I was in a white t-shirt and some overalls and really wanted to say something to you, but I was just too afraid. Our eyes locked.
Yeah.
But
Genius.
I didn't say anything.
So you have no way of, you're like, well, maybe we'll both go in the misconnection section of
Exactly.
Craigslist and I can somehow reunite with this person.
And make a connection.
It's actually hilarious that exists. I do not see. I don't see a very high percentage. What's the word I'm looking for?
Success rate?
Yeah.
But hey, at least the person tried to make the connection.
Yes, they gave it a shot.
So what was the question?
Oh no. So the question is, do you think that it's lame to use the misconnections if I didn't get up the nerve to talk to the
Not
girl?
if it works.
Not if it works. Nate says. Alicia?
I mean,
Yes, if it doesn't.
What a
Very,
great help.
very, very white and black.
What a great help you've been. Yes.
You're listening to the Domenick Nati Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio.
Well, welcome back to another exciting episode of The Entrepreneurs. Again, I have with me Sam and Sean. We had Thanksgiving. Did you guys celebrate that, or are you Quakers?
Partially.
Yeah,
partially.
Is there any chance you might have any more concepts or ideas that you're working on that you would share with our vast audience?
I do all the work in my house. We use a lot of dark colors in our house.
Sexy. you use cement and caulking and all this kind of stuff to really kind of get the job done. I put down this caulking down, and it just did not look good. And I went to the Home Depot, to the Lowe's, to the True Value, didn't see anything that I needed. So we came up with black caulk. Black caulk.
We call it BBC.
One of the problems with white caulk is generally you don't get enough out of the tube. These are smaller tubes.
Oh, I know.
So we think with black caulk, we use a slightly larger tube. Bigger nozzle.
About 12 to 16 inches more.
People are really happy about using black caulk. They're using it in all types of places.
Is it hard to handle? Is it too big to fit in your hand?
It's a two-fister.
We're learning through focus groups is once you've used black caulk, you don't go back.
I think everybody's going to get on the black caulk.
Yeah, you should ride on that. To the end.
It's a good time to be black caulk.
You can't beat it.
Is that all? Is that the whole variety of caulk, or?
No, we've got a lot of different caulk. All over the world, we're having this stuff manufactured.
Oh.
But we see a market for Chinese caulk.
What's that like?
These are significantly smaller tubes. A little bit of a yellowish hue. We're calling that the Bangkok. And some caulk might surprise you.
Is there anything else you guys are working on?
Well, we've been thinking about starting a fundraiser.
Oh, something for the Christmas season.
Exactly. Yeah. We're into giving back to the community, and we had an idea about doing a race for rickets.
Oh, the run for the rickets.
The run for the rickets.
Yeah, I have heard of that. Is that you guys?
That's us.
So how does that work? So you guys run around laps and then raise money for rickets?
We don't run.
We don't do any running at all.
The rickets kids, as we call them, crickets. They're the ones that do the running.
Okay, so kids with rickets, you call them crickets.
We call them crickets,
right?
Yes.
So they do the running. Oh,
correct.
Of course. I feel stupid.
It lasts about 30 to 45 seconds.
We're charging people for them to get to watch the race.
Yeah. Has anyone ever come close to finishing a lap?
Not even close.
I don't think so. Not even close.
No.
Okay. So you're not really raising any money?
No, not really. Okay. No.
But we do hold a wagering system on site.
Oh. We call it the cricket bets.
Well, that is definitely in the Christmas spirit. Thank you. I applaud you guys.
We think that any kind of promotion here is positive for rickets.
I think
we think it's a great.
No,
not in small pockets of.
Yeah, there's a special type of ricket.
Oh, so you got to go find those crickets.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I think it was a scientist named Jiminy, who's still trying to cure the final strand.
Jiminy rickets.
They call that final strand the Jiminy rickets.
I did read about that. Guys,
and if this goes well, next year we're going to do the swim for scurvy. So look for that.
Right. Now you guys have crossed over into healing people.
I don't want to say that we're miracle workers, but
you just did.
But I did.
It seems like the only way to describe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you again for being with me, and thank you all for listening. And we will be back right after this with the Domenick Nati Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio.
Hey, this is Riff Raff, and you listen to the Domenick Nati Show on iHeartRadio.
Do you have a business and are looking for a creative and effective way to market your product or services? Are you an entertainer or recording artist looking for a captive audience to display your talent to? The Domenick Nati Show is now offering on-air commercial advertising for as low as $50. Your product or talent will be presented by celebrity publicist Domenick Nati and be seen on our social media accounts and on iHeartRadio and select stations throughout the country. Send us a message on social media at Dom Nati Show or email DomenickNatiShow@gmail.com for more information. The Domenick Nati Show, maximum exposure, minimum censorship. You're listening to the Domenick Nati Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio.
Okay, welcome back to the Domenick Nati Show on Intellectual Radio in Chicago and iHeartRadio. And Chicago is not far from a little town called Detroit, which is where our special guest is from. You guys know who I'm talking about. Hip-hop legend Obie Trice. Obie Trice. Obie, how you doing, man? What's going on? Thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Yeah, cool. Let me just jump right in. I know you don't have a ton of time. I'm just going to be quick. Let me ask you, just musically, just to kind of understand your process. Where do you draw inspiration from for fresh and new material? Where do you get that inspiration? Where does that come from?
Just my roots, where I come from, the type of situations I've been in, life and death situations, and just the hustle and just, Detroit and Schoolcraft Avenue where I'm from, and just my kids and just looking in the mirror, and seeing myself and dreaming, I get inspiration from a lot of different things, the trees outside, the wind, the way the wind blow, just the great blue and green, I get inspiration just from, going to the gas station, man, it's just music, I love to make music, and music inspires me.
Now, let me ask you, when you like with your schedule and the touring and everything, like, how do you manage, like, where do you find the time, or how do you make the time to record in the studio? Like, what's the scheduling like for that?
Put aside like my family and my own life, outside of music, whenever I get the itch, whenever I'm feeling like recording, we get to it. It's not a particular time. It's not a set date. It's not a time stamp on recording. It's whenever I feel the urge to express myself, that's when I record. I'm not like these guys. These guys that say they be in the studio forever. While you sleep, we working and all that shit. All that. That's good and all, but that ain't how I operate. Whenever I feel like doing it, that's when I do it. That's when when something comes up in my head that I want to express, then I express it.
Now, obviously, people, obviously associate you a lot with Eminem, Detroit, all that. So, what has your time and so much of your career being with Eminem and Shady Records, like, what do you think is the takeaway for that? What did that teach you?
It taught me that this is a business. That this is the music business. It's a big thing. It's really nothing that I expected when I first came in. It's nothing that I expected through the process of being with Shady Records. I mean, in Interscope, all through that whole process, it was always, a new day of learning. It definitely taught me that this is not just called the music business just because it's called the music business. It's definitely a business first. And that's what I learned most.
Yeah. Right. And like, how would you say that also helped you as an artist, or like molded you as an artist? Like, how do you think that affected you specifically?
Well, I mean, it helped me in a lot of ways. It helped me understand, to create my own situation, that's the best way, I believe, even if nobody's knocking on doors for artists right at this particular moment, but, that create my own movement, it was always said in music, it was always something that you heard, from some of the greats, like the Jay-Z, with Rockefeller and they movement, you always was taught that, but, how it was, perceived to you, and how did you take that perception and lead your life to something different, you know what I mean? So it's just definitely been a learning experience, man. It's just one of those things, man. You know, you got to get in there and do it if you want. And that's the best thing.
Gotcha. Yeah. Now, this is a fun question. I know everybody likes to do this. So let me hear your top 5 MCs of all time. What's your top 5?
Oh, man. This shit again. My top 5 MCs of all time. I'm going to say myself, and I'm going to say myself, and that's 2 people. And I'm going to say Eminem, definitely, Jay-Z, definitely, and Nas and Pac.
Okay, so we got
probably 6. That was 6, right?
That's 6. That's your top 6. Okay.
Well, right. I'm gonna say Eminem. I'm gonna say. Let me do it right. I'm gonna say myself, Eminem, Jay-Z, Tupac, and Nas.
Okay, that's the order, right?
Yeah.
1 to 5. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, and then so that's it for that.
That's no groupie though. Just my top favorites. They express themselves well. You know, they're just my top favorites.
Awesome. Well, Obie, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so much. Follow Obie Trice on Twitter, social media, Facebook, Instagram. I know you're doing shows and putting out new music all the time. Obie, thank you again for being on the show. I really appreciate it.
Okay, G. Peace.
Very cool. All right. We are going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more of the Domenick Nati Show.
Yo, what it is, it's your man, Pleasure P, and you're now listening to the Domenick Nati Show right here on iHeartRadio. Make sure y'all keep it locked. Yes, sir.
Do you have a business and are looking for a creative and effective way to market your product or services? Are you an entertainer or recording artist looking for a captive audience to display your talent to? The Domenick Nati Show is now offering on-air commercial advertising for as low as $50. Your product or talent will be presented by celebrity publicist Domenick Nati and be seen on our social media accounts and on iHeartRadio and select stations throughout the country. Send us a message on social media at Dom Nati Show or email DomenickNatiShow@gmail.com for more information. The Domenick Nati Show, maximum exposure, minimum censorship. We're back to the Domenick Nati Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio.
And we're back. Domenick Nati Show, Intellectual Radio, iHeartRadio. You know what it is. What did you guys think of Obie Trice? I know it was a quick one. I'm trying to make them a little bit shorter because the Bill Cosby one went like 30 minutes. So just real short and quick with Obie. Yeah, learned some things. He's always fun to talk to. And guess what? It is the weekend. Are you guys getting ready for Hanukkah? Go ahead, get your menorahs, and we will be back next Friday on the Domenick Nati Show. See you next week.